fantasy football. If anybody knows what fantasy football is, you pick NFL players usually, and depending on how many points they get or how many yards they get, you get points. But if you have to check to see if they're injured, because if they're injured, you got to play another guy. And so you go to the injury report, the NFL injury report. If they're injured, the way they list it is they have their name and then they list a body part. How would you like if you got a diagnosis like that? You know, you're just sitting on that white paper, all nervous. The doctor comes in. Thanks for being patient. Sorry there was a delay. I wanted to bring some other doctors in because I had a theory. The urine analysis came back consistent with what I had hypothesized, and I also wanted to examine the EKG and the urine analysis, the blood tests all seem to be consistent. I also wanted a neurologist to weigh in. I'm going to cut right to the quick. You have what we in the medical community refer to as need. The good news is you're probable. But my favorite sport, everybody's favorite sport, is cigarette boat racing.
Everybody's.
Actually, now I like corncob pipe boat racing, which is like an offshoot. But not as much as cigarette boat racing. I was watching the sports one time and they showed a cigarette boat just skimming across the top of the water, and then it just went airborne and did a triple backflip, and it hit the water and just exploded into a million pieces. I just wonder what goes on in the pilot's mind at that moment. Okay, we're gonna have a bad day now. Hit the water, exploded, and I swear they said the driver suffered a broken toe. I could understand them saying all they could find was the driver's toe. And it was broken. And they helicoptered off to the nearest trauma center. How do you break your toe cigarette boat racing? What is he flipping? Oh man, I'm gonna get wet. Let me see if it's gonna be cold. Gotta go to a party with your big toe bandaged. Cigarette boat racing, you know it. Want to sign my cast? Actually, if you could just initial it. I try to play tennis every decade or so. That's like one of those things that's way too involved, you know? You play tennis? I don't have a racket, or any tennis balls, or any tennis clothes, or any interest. But you know, you try to rise to the occasion. The thing I don't like about tennis is, I don't know why, but they allow you 2 tries for every serve. If you goof the first one up, you get a mulligan every single serve. Man, warm up. It just encourages people who know they have that first one is a freebie. They try to land some rocket that don't have a chance in hell of touching down on the planet Earth. They shoot some scud across the street, lands on the roof of some warehouse. And they know the second one has to get in, so they're a completely different player. Boink! You want to explain what that first thing was all about? We got 3 balls in the can. Relax. Do you see little Wimbledon boys running these down? And the scoring system per game in tennis is mathematically ludicrous. It doesn't even make a little bit of sense. I don't understand it at all. Or I don't know why no one questions it. It's nuts. You don't even start with 0. You start with love. And you have to say that, or else your opponent will call you on it. How many do you have, Brian? I've never even touched the ball. I got 0. You have love. It don't feel like it. Why do you have to say that? I mean, if that works there, why not use that with other things, you know? Like your checking account. Oh, no! I've got love! I haven't. That's the smart part of the scoring system. If you get the first volley, if you win the very first volley, you get 15 points. That's a lot of points for one point. You got 15. Already? You get the next one in, you get to a total of 30. 15 more to 30. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I get the pattern now. I got it. I see what's happening here. You get the next volley, you get 10 more to a total of 40. No explanation as to why this ratio is any different from the first two. How many? You got 10 for that. Why? You just got 10. And if you get the next volley, you don't even get any points. Just game, you win. How many points? Game! What are you worried about points for? I thought we were keeping a ridiculous tally. Love, 15, 30, 40, game. How come somebody go, how about like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh yeah, that'll work, Charlie. You hear Charlie's idea? I don't know. But, so anyway, my wife and I, we have 2 wonderful kids. And another kid. And we have 2 children. I love being a daddy. You get to say sentences when you're a parent that people without